Alright guys, so today's question is by a guy called Comfort Breaker, and he wants to know the best way to approach a two-set indirectly when he's going out shopping, like in a shopping mall or something like that. Now this is a great one because I think it's something that a lot of people have a problem with. They've got no problem going up to a girl and talking to her if she's on her own, but as soon as she's with a friend it makes it a bit more difficult. Now, I've found two of the best ways of going up to people, if you want to make sure it's indirect at least, is to either use a functional or an observational opener. Now for your functional opener, it's pretty simple. It's one of the ones that I'm known for. You go up to someone and say, hey, I'm sorry to bother you. Do you know where there is Starbucks is? Now you've got to be careful with this one because the conversation will run out very quickly. If you're just talking about Starbucks, then after they give you the directions or start talking about it, the conversation is going to be over. You want to make sure that you follow it up to transition with something along the lines of, thanks ever so much for that. You know, you're really friendly. I should introduce myself. I'm Adam. What's your name? Then you get their names out of them, and then at that point you've got to go, right, you guys really are friendly. Where are you from? You're from around here? And you're essentially going to transition the conversation from being about Starbucks to now being about them, what they're doing, who they are, how they know each other, and that way it looks very indirect as you've managed to shift the conversation from the original Starbucks. Now, the observational opener is probably a much better opener to use, but it's one that a lot of people struggle with. What you're essentially looking to do is to make a loud statement or comment about something, almost to yourself, and then try and drag somebody else into it. An example of this was I was walking down the road with one of my friends, and I suddenly turn around and go, wow, really cold here. And I look at the girl next to me and I'm like, you know, it's totally your fault why it's cold. The girl's like, my fault? Why? I was like, yeah, you should have turned the heating up or something. And then there I was in. Another example of that might be I'm walking through a shopping mall and I'll see some guy who's perhaps putting on a show for some kids. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, I remember when I was 5 years old, I would think that was the most amazing thing ever. Now the point of this is, like in the previous example, you're trying to say it loud enough so that somebody else overhears you. And you'll know if they do because they'll kind of turn their head to look at you and kind of observe what you're saying. And that's very important that you need to take note of the fact that they're looking at you. So what you're going to do is as you turn around and say, oh my gosh, you know, I used to find stuff like that amazing when I was 5 years old. You're going to look at the girl, see her looking at you and go, come on, you're telling me you didn't think that was great. And bam, you're in again. So I find that both of those are great for going along the indirect approach if you're looking to talk to somebody. The fact it's a two-set, it's very important that you do engage both of them initially. Otherwise you are going to look like you're hitting on one of them, and of course if you're trying to stay indirect with the two-set, then you're going to want to make sure that you don't get caught doing that. As always guys, please give me some more questions. There's only been a couple of people actually asking questions, everybody else is kind of like commenting on the previous ones. Feel free, add your questions below, or if you do have additional points you want to add to this, maybe your own examples, then please feel free to add them. This is turning into a nice little community now, so let's keep it going and see if we've got any more other ways that we can help. Cheers guys.